So guys, good morning. So today in this class we discussed about a few of the left out modeling techniques which we haven't discussed in the previous class of ours. So today in Maya we are going to discuss a few things. So there are many things that we have to go with. For example, so we are under the modeling. So under the modeling section, you could see that there are many menus here. So under create menu, you can see NURBS primitives are there, and we have polygon primitives. So under our code tools, yeah, this is a code tool which we could use. And remember that this code tool that we won't possibly use this under in the perspective. So if you want to use this tool, you should try to go to any of the orthographical views and you should draw that. So that's how it works. So let's see how to do it here. The first one is I switch to my side view or top view, anything will be fine. So I prefer to go to the side view, so in the perspective I can see the code standing, so that would be a good choice. So here, let's see, I prefer to go with my EP code tool because this is much better. So I'll show you a difference how a CV code tool works and how an EP code tool works. And before we start with any tool, go to the option box of the tool and reset the settings. And let's see, there is a cubic, wait, however I reset the tool, I closed it. Then I hit the CV code. Now first point, second point, great, I got 2. Then I click on the third, okay, 4. You see that now? It takes an average of all the points you drawn and it created a circle. Yeah, this is how, you can see now, this is how it creates all the circle and everything here. So this is just one way. And once you want to complete it, just hit enter. Now this is done. Now here is your code. So this is a way of drawing an object or shape with CV code tool. The reason why I prefer to draw it in the side view is now if you go to perspective, you could see the object is drawn is standing. Yeah, so it will be much easier. And you would notice that it's not smoother because the points are hard. So you should fix that also. So let me delete that. And this is a CV code tool. So if I want to draw a shape like a square or something, you know that won't happen because it would create an average of that object. Yeah, hit enter, delete. Great. Now if you go to the option box of CV code tool, you have a cubic 3, and if you prefer linear, it would be exactly like a normal linear, a curve, like however you draw. Yeah. Of course, do not forget you have to hit enter to give confirmation, to hit delete. Done. Then just close it off. The favorite tool of mine is EP code tool, edit point. So it resets the tool. It's also in cubic. Let's see what happens with this curve. The beauty of this curve is first, second, and third. Look at that. Yeah. From the third click, I'm just holding my mouse. You can see in the viewport, it turns our mouse the blue color, which is the pressed on side. You see that? Yeah, the overgo, the shape will also there. So, but also it makes some few impact on the previous point because that's how a curve usually works. So if you are comfort with any of your Photoshop tools and or Illustrator tools, then you would know well better that this is how a curve works, because in the pen tool of Photoshop and in Illustrator the same thing applies. Yeah, so similarly it's here. So good. And if you want to end the curve, all you can do is you can just hit enter, or if you want to snap on this vertex, okay, then we can do that also. So let me hit enter now. So I delete it. The next thing is I select the EP code tool again. So this time I'm going to draw the curve 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5. Great. Yeah. So now I would like to go again here, 1, and 2, and 3 on there, and here I would like to snap on the existing point. So press V on the keyboard, then just click on this existing vertex. Yeah, now it's snapped on the vertex. So V plus left mouse button. Yeah, now you got this curve. Now hit enter. Now it's a closed curve because we snapped the point exactly from where we started. So it's a closed curve. So if you want to edit this curve, it's called edit point. If you want to edit this, you can right click the curve, okay, and you can see control vertex and edit point. So I prefer control vertex. Now you can see this is a control vertex where the points are not on the line. It's something, it's little far from the original object. In that way you would know the smoothness. Look at that, the smoothness. So the smoothness of each point is not only based upon the exact location where you click, it's also based upon the previous points and the next points. So it is something like each point having impact on the previous one. That's why I prefer control vertex is good. So let me select this control vertex. I selected both, I press R. I can scale them, yeah, if you want, and you can scale them in any way. Anyway, it will work in this way. So it's like this, and look at that, you can select these 2 points, you can scale them also, and you can just move them up or down, however you wish. Yeah, it works in that way. So right click and go to object mode. Right. Now again, I set the curve. When I just zoom inside, you could see there are points here, like there are sharp points, right, which is not comfort. I'm comfortable with those. So is there any way I can recreate this curve where I can get much points? Let me try that. Let me go to my modeling and curves. Yeah, here's my curve, and here I have smooth, straighten, add, detach. Yeah, here's a rebuild curve. So rebuild is one such option where you can rebuild the curves. So look at that. I go to the option box of rebuild curve and ensure the curve should be selected. Then go to your rebuild curve. I repeat again. Select your curve, then go to rebuild. Here you could see the number of span is tens. So if I increase the number of spans, for example, look at that. It's too sharp here, right? It's too sharp. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sharp points. But then if I increase the number of span from 10 to 50, and it's uniform, and I want to rebuild. Now you can see there are no short points. Why? What happened? Because just now select the curve, but beware. Go to control vertex. Yeah, we had too many points now. But always remember this. The more the control points, it will be difficult for you to edit that object. So I would recommend you guys to always go with a lesser control point so you can easily modify the shape and do add points only when it is required. Okay, so this is one such way. Now right click again, come back to object mode. Great. Now again, let me go to my curve menu, and I have add points tool. There's an add point tool. Let me click that and look at this. If you want to add 1 point here, I can just click here. Yeah, you can see and point is added along with the extended line. So this is an add point tool. It will continue with the previous one. Okay. So there are many such things similar like that. And there's an insert knot. What is insert knot? Knot is the point. Let's see insert knot. So select this one. Then let me go to right click and go to curve point. Right click and go to curve point. In the curve point you can just click on an area. Look at that. I click on an area here, or I click exactly on the grid, or here. Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, here. So this is the point where I clicked. Now let me just bring it to the screen. And this is where I clicked. So once you made this, then go to your curves, then add insert knot. It's done there. Now right click and go to your control vertex. You could see the knot there. Yeah. So this is what insert knot helps. So wherever is required, whenever you want a particular point to be added on a curve, you could see that. I do it again. Just select this, right click, go to your curve point, click here, then curves menu, add knot. Oops. Yeah, this happens with me because insert knot. Right now here you could see that control vertex. Yeah. So this is how it works. You can see there is 1 more point extra here. So now right click again, I come to object mode. So this is one way of doing this. So So now we got a curve here. So what's the use of this curve? I can make shapes now. Now it is a closed curve. If it is a closed curve, and when you go to the perspective mode, if you could see it is a straight one, you could also see it from the front view. It is a straight curve. There's no shapes. There's no flexible. The curve is not. If the curve is not a straight one, then you can't get the output which we are going to discuss now. My modifier and center pivot. Why is that center pivot? Freeze transformation. Yeah, center pivot. I think we already have our tools there. So let me select this curve, press F, and let me select this vertex, right click, I move to the control vertex, I select this one and I press F, and I would like to see already clearly mapped or something like that. Yeah, they are clearly mapped things. So if it is a closed curve, so let me select this and go to my surfaces. I have a planar, and planar should work, and if not, there must be some problem with the code here. Let's select this point. Yeah, let me press V and click there. Yeah, you can see now it is a perfect curve. Yeah. So I'll show you guys what was the mistake I've done there and why it was not appear again. So now see that, for example, I select one vertex, right click, I select this point. So now I press V, then I middle click on this vertex. Press and hold the V key, then use the mouse button, middle click on this one and drag. So press and hold V. Now middle click your mouse button on this vertex and move the mouse little, just jiggle the mouse little. Yeah, now it is a joint. Now it is a joint curve. Now it's a closed curve. Now right click, go to object mode, done. Now select the curve. Now it is a closed curve. Now go to surface, there you can see planar. It works. Now you can see now it's a planar, and on one side you could see it's a black in color, or on the other side you could see it as normal. Yeah, that's how it works. So this is a planar. So now what's the use of this planar curve? What is this? We call this as a NURB surface. NURBs, non-uniform rational B-splines. We call them as NURBs. So NURBs. So let me select this one. Where is my tools? My shelf. Yeah, here it is. Center pivot. Yeah. Now the point is, now you can see a curve and the plan to trim the surface. Now select the surface, move it away. Now whenever you select this curve, right click and go to control vertex, and when you select the curve and make some changes, see that? Yeah, it's disappeared, because it will appear only if this curve is a straight one. Okay, so that is there. Now I remove it. And if I make any changes on this curve, let me select this curve, I press R and scale. You see that? It also affects the object there, because the history of this object still depends on this. So when you select this object, when you select this object, there you could see if you delete the history, then nothing would happen here. Look at that. Let me select this and rotate. It's rotating. Yeah. So that's what happens. So whereas when you select this object and delete your history, done. Now whatever changes you make with this will not affect your. Now I make the shape small, then I go to surface, I apply another loft, another planar. Now I got another planar there, so it's plan surface 2, and center point, I can just move it off. So you can create as many shapes as long you turn off the history of each object. So that's one usage of using curves. So this is what planar is all about. So let me draw another shape now. Let me go to my side view. So let me create an EP curve again. Instead of going to create and do this, I prefer go to the curve section. There I can find my EP curve. So you can, when you put the mouse here, you can see here what's the curve name. It's an EP curve, or you can get the tooltip. Okay, anyway, it's an EP curve. I click this and let me make something. For example, let me, I want to start from this grid. So I press X and click. X and leftmost click, so it will snap to the grid. That's cool. And I'll do one here. And the reason I want to make the points closer is because so the shape will remain proper. So that's what I'm trying. And look at that. And yeah, if you want to go back, just press backspace, backspace, backspace. Yeah, that way it works. So backspace again, backspace again, backspace. Yeah. So I'll come back. Okay. Then just go here. Just don't click and leave, click and drag your mouse and find out whether this is the shape, this is the structure you wanted or not. Yeah. So yeah, that is cool. And look here. Look how what is doing. I'm just drawing another curve. Yeah, look at that. I just click and drag. I just don't leave, I just click and drag. And I find out whether the curve is in proper shape or not. So that way you could do that proper. So look at that. Yeah, just click and drag. Click and drag. Just click and drag. So the shape of the curve will not be affected when you just do this click and drag. So you can also confirm whether the shape, whatever you want, is on the right track or not. So that way it works. Yeah, and once it's done, press enter. So now I have created a curve. Now look at that. So this is the inner structure of the curve, and this is the outer structure of the curve. You can right click, go to control vertex, you can select them, press W, you can just move them and adjust as however you want. And right click and come back to object mode. Done. Now you select this object. Now look at where the pivot point is. The pivot point is at the center of this object, the curve we created. Yeah. So I think I made this shape here a little bigger. Maybe I can just pull them off and just move them a little down, or I can just yep, that way to work. Yeah, right click, come to object mode, right? And similarly here, I can just adjust them. Great, right click and come to object mode. It's done. Now select this object, ensure that the pivot point is at the center. So when I hit revolve, it will revolve around the center axis. Please keep that in mind. The center point should be here. The center point is not at the center. Then you should press D and drag the center point and position it wherever you want it. That is how a revolve works. So let's go to your surface menu. There you have revolve. Ensure the curve is selected. Then go to your surfaces menu and hit the revolve. So when I hit revolve, yes, I got the object here. Just like that. Then go to your perspective view. Yep, press F. Yeah, so here is my object. So here is my revolve. So everything is possible because of the curve you created. So if you select a curve and move, imagine, just remember this, everything is based on center point. So if you move this curve away from the center point, the object will be enlarged from the center point. Yeah, you see that? Yes, that's how it works. So just move it back. Oh, that's bad. Yeah. Press Z for undo. And if you want to scale it, just down. I scale the curve. Look here, I'm selected the curve and I'm scaling. Press Z. I'm scaling the curve. Yeah? Great. And there is also one more thing. You can, once you select the curve, right click on the curve and go to control vertex. Now you can see the curve's control vertex is selected. You can select the curve and whatever shapes you make on the curve, that will be affected there. You can see that now. So this is a different one. Now right click, select this object and move it away. If you could see that, I select this surface and I move it away. Then, yeah, now this is what happens. So now I delete the history of this object unless it will be affected. Wait, now I select this object again. I right click. I bring it back to the right track. Maybe I bring it back here, like to the right track. Fine. Oh, this is disturbing in my view, so let's move it back. Alright. So select this again. Now go to surface again, try revolve. It's revolving. Yeah, yeah. And if you want to make any changes, just select the curve again. Oh, right click, go to control vertex, and you can make few changes here and there in the curve that will affect the entire object. So let's make this shape. So yeah, this is a different one now. Just select this object, move it off, then hit delete history. Great. Now again, look at that. We have spoiled the curve a little bit here and there. If you know how to make them proper, you can always switch them proper. I have to select this too and fix them here, select it here, fix it here, and this two there. Yeah. And look at this one. Okay, it's done now. Similarly, I can just make any other changes. Maybe I can move this circles, all these points here and there, or I can just move them a little to the height. Yeah, so that would work. So if I need, I can add a few more points here and there. So if I need a few points, I can add. And then I just try my revolve again. Surfaces revolve. Right. So this is another one, another object here and there. So similarly, you can create n number of objects for your. This look like some Arabian Nights, like some lamps or some kind of collections you can have. Similarly, you can have bottles or any other. See, so this is a little one. Similarly, you can have in any shape you want. Like again, my course and this tool. I'm going to hit hold X key and left click here. Wait. Yep, look at that. Yeah, man, that was quite good. And you can see now that I'm drawing the points much more closer. I'm making the curve much closer to each other, so I could draw a precise shape of an object. So the devil is in the details. So how much closer you pay attention, that much detail you can do with the help of this. And in the earlier days of Disney movies, they prefer to go with even nowadays they prefer to go with NURBS, because NURBS is good for NURBS is good with many things. Maybe I should end it here. I shouldn't go all the way down. So backspace. NURBS can give you a smoother output rather than others. So let's say it, and so it's a center point. So I go to my surfaces, revolve. So here is your glass. So yep, here is your glass, and so I just move it off, then I delete this one. Let me create another EB curve. So here I can have just press and hold X key, and here one, then just making it here. Okay. Press enter. Yeah, now you see I started here and I ended here, both are on the same line. Then I go to my modeling surfaces revolve. So here is my apple, why the object is black in color. So I can go to my edit mesh, mesh tools, or mesh display, go to reverse, or I can go to the point with this is a NURB surface. I had to convert them into polygon. So maybe I should do that. So maybe let me select this and I push it out. Okay. Then since it's a NURBS, I can select using the curve, or I can even select this object and I can use the vertices here. So both the things will work. Okay, either through the curve, or you can select the object and you can edit. Now I select this object, and on the surfaces we have to find out why this surface is like this. Maybe the best thing is I go to reverse direction. So yeah, that works. So on the surfaces menu, go to reverse direction. So then it will work. Okay. So this is an apple here. So let me select this and delete. Then I can make some grapes or something, or anything you wish. So let me go again. I click on this. Then I create few things here and there. So press X again. So here, then there. Yeah, it's like minimize. So I can create some shapes. So of course you have to go all the way down to make the structure, but I edit here. Yeah, so you can select them, you can just move them inwards. Great. Then you have to select them, and you have to select this. Select this one, move them here. Yeah. Then I just drop it here. Yeah. Then I select this curve. I move it here. Okay. Now I select this one. Let me go with surface and revolve. So here I got a bottle. So that's way. So in that way you could able to create objects much faster by using these techniques. So select this one, surface, hit revolve. Then after this, I could prefer to, I can even select the curve, I can delete it. Now this is a bottle, I can select this bottle, right click, I go to control vertex, and select all this one. I press R. So now you can see now how it works. So even in that way you could able to work with this shapes. So right click, I can select these vertices, I can just scale them up. So let's scale them up, and I can just scale them down here. Yeah. So that way you'll be able to work on this. Right click and come back to object mode. Okay. So you can just put everything on the plate. In the perspective view, you have an apple here. You can just scroll them and press Control D, move it here and just rotate it a little bit and put it there, and just scale it up a little since it's then put this thing on next to it. Yeah, maybe I can just select a few things here. I can just put it down. Look at them. Yeah. And I can select this bottle. And you can see there are a few vertices. I can select and move them up or down. Or you can select only the top vertices and you can just move them up or down. So it's up to you. So now you can just put a few more glasses next to each other. Yeah, and you can put them on a table or anything you wish. Then put them all on a plate. So just put them all on a plate. And surfaces again and hit revolve. So that's how thing works. Then go to surfaces menu, hit reverse direction, press R and scale them and just position them here and there. Okay, now the object is done. The shape is ready for So this is how we could make shapes with the help of surfaces. And do you remember this is surfaces, and we made everything with the help of Maya's NURBS. Maya's NURBS is one such technique where let me just go with my China modeling class. See, Maya's NURBS is one such technique where you can create soft surfaces. So NURBS, NURBS 1. So you can create many soft surfaces with the help of Maya's NURBS. So when you select this, you can see this is NURBS. And there's one such thing is, if you want to achieve the same level of detail with a polygon, it would take too much of your time. So that's one thing that we should always remember. And one more thing is, it is good if we maintain the curve if you are not finalized with the shapes. So if you want to achieve the same structure by using polygon, then you should have a lot of polygon details rather than in NURBS. So NURBS, the advantage of NURBS is it could able to produce the object even with the smallest number of sections, which in polygon you can't achieve. So NURBS is really a good subject. Hi, so in this class, in the last class of ours, we discussed about a few things about making shapes with the help of surfaces revolve, and we also discussed about planar. So in this class, we discussed a few things also about NURBS and surfaces. So let's see. Let me explain you. See. Now I take this apple here. So let me stick this apple. I bring it. Okay, press F. Great. Now let me go to the side view of here. So let me create another apple like what we did in the last class of ours. So just create one shape. Have you seen that I always prefer to come to the middle of my Maya grid, then I draw the shape, because that's how Maya calculates. Maya calculates everything from the middle of its structure. I think I draw many points. Okay, and this is fine. So right click, go to vertex mode, select and move, and it's done. Then it's okay. Great. Now select this object, then go to your surfaces, then hit revolve. Okay, we got then surfaces, reverse direction. Yeah. So we got the apple. So I go to my shelf and center pivot and I just move them. Now select this again. Now I go to my center pivot. Wait, but I don't want this here. I want it here. So press and hold D, the V key. I snap it on the vertex. Yeah. Great. All right, I repeat again. Press and hold the D key and press and hold the V key for snap to vertex. So now I come here, middle click here and drag. Yeah. So by holding D, you can move it anywhere. By holding D and V and middle click on that vertex, it would snap on that. So that's why I did it. Okay. Now, this is the way you could do it. Now, select this apple. You could see that. Yeah, this is the apple we drawn now. So this is the apple we drawn now. We created with the help of NURBS surfaces. Now look at that, how many sections it has. It has only 4 plus 4, we have 8 sections. And what if I try to create the same? Let me create a duplicate. Okay, now I selected this object. It is a NURBS object. How it's NURBS? See, with the smaller sections, you could able to achieve greater data. If I right click, if I go to control vertex, I can select this and I can change however I want it. Okay, it's NURBS and smooth. NURBS is a smoother one. Right click and go to object mode. And if you feel this object is not smooth, is not enough, you could see their points are not enough, then always you can go to your surfaces. Then you have a rebuild. I can go to this option box and see number of spans along U and V. You can increase, like along the U is X, I increase to 10 instead of 4, and again 10, and I rebuild. Now it has to work. So that's how it works. And I think I had to do it for some other rebuild type is number of spans, cubic. Maybe I can increase the cubic here, 7, and I hit apply. I think it's taking some time, but still it doesn't work. So maybe I should dive to my surfaces and is there any other rebuild tools I can go out with attached to? No. See, if you want to reshape this object, I think it's better you delete this object and you come here to the curve you created. See, then here I can go to my curves. I can rebuild the my curve here. See, I can rebuild my curve here with 20 rebuild. Yeah, now the curve is smoother. Yep. Now I can select this. I go to my surfaces. I hit revolve. Then I go to my surfaces again, reverse direction, and select this. Press W and center pivot and move it here. Yeah. So in that way, you could able to achieve a much softer and smoother one. Hope you guys understood how it works. Yeah. So, but now I don't want to do that because I prefer to go with normal shape. Yeah. Now you could see that it is now in a normal shape. So yeah. So now it's still the same normal one. Then go to surface again and again the revolve. Now get select the surfaces, reverse direction, select this, W, center pivot, move it off. Great. Now we've done it. Now I just the same curve is here. Let me click that and bring it here. Okay. Now you can see both objects are there. Now I select this object and I would like to modify and I would like to convert this. So I think I have to go to modify and convert this NURBS surface to polygon. So I want to convert this into a polygon, and look at that. If I prefer 100 counts, and it should be quadrangles, which means 4 sections, not triangle, and count should be 100. So if I hit apply, now you could see the object is inside. Press W and center pivot and move it away. Now you could see how the object is. You could see that the object is not smoother as like in NURBS. This is the advantage of NURBS. Even though which has the sections is much lesser than the polygon here, it is producing a good output. So if you want to get the same output what you get in NURBS, then you should increase the count from 100 to 500. Maybe that would help for you to get the same output here and there. Center pivot, yeah. And still you could see it's not that smoother. Maybe I can turn off this. Yeah, it's okay now, but not than this. Yeah, you could see the sections here: 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus here, no sections are there. So NURBS is a much better option, but handling NURBS involves difficult things, like if you're editing on this vertex, it would make some impact on the other vertex also. Whereas in Polygon, this won't happen. If you're making this impact on this vertex, it won't affect the other one. Okay, these are some of the advantages why people prefer polygons. So you can edit easily, and see, if you want to delete this, I can select this and I delete the face. Yeah, that is much easier in Polygon. Whereas if it is a revolve surface, then you should right click, then you should you can't just directly select and delete them. Okay, so you have to select your patch, surface patches. Look at that, this is surface patches. So the surface patches, when you select, you can't delete directly. So it is like they are interdependent on each other. So you have to select the right click, you have to go to isopom, then you have to select this, then you have to go to your surface menu and you have to detach it, or trim tool, you have to untrim it. So like that you should do it here. So there are many such things. So that's why people prefer polygons more over than NURBS here. Okay, hope you guys understood the difference between here. So let me just select them. Yep. Okay, let me just put them all aside. Maybe I select this, delete. I selected them all. I moved them. Oh my god, I don't want any curves, so I delete all the curves. Now there are only objects here. Look at that. There are only objects here. I put them all in this in a new layer. Yeah. Now let me go to my curves and sections. So let's create a circle. Yeah, here is my circle. Okay, I press Control D. Okay, I go to my side view. Now there is one circle here. This is my second circle. Yeah, press R, I scale it. Okay, I press Control D again. I move it up. I press R and I scale in the middle. I press Control D. I just move them here. Press R. Then I press D. I move them here. Control R. Then I selected this. Control D. I move it here. And again, another Control D. I just moved it here. Again, another Control D. Then Control D again. Then I pressed another Control D. I moved it out. Again, Control D. Sorry, I select this one. Make it much bigger. Sorry. Yeah. Is there two curves inside? No. So this is the outer curve, inner curve, then inner curve, like that. So this time, let me go from the outer curve, then inner curve, then inner, then another inner, next to that, the next to that, the next to that, the next to that, next to that, next to that, then next to that. I selected this in the sequence how I wanted. Now let me go to my surfaces, and there is a loft. So loft, what will happen is it will connect both the curves. It will connect the curves in a sequential manner how you select it. So select that, surfaces, and reverse selections. So here is your object with this. So this is also one beautiful thing, you can create shapes. So the in-between shapes will be created in a proper way. So this is one thing. Let me make my selections. Yeah, now you can see that my selections are there. Now, even I can go to my select, I can go to my, create, set, and quick select set. I'm going to create this selection as my curve selection. And I would like to Okay, great. Now when you go to edit, you can see. Sorry, I actually think that you go to. So yeah, select. We have quick sets. Yeah, here's a code selection. So when you click outside, you can go to your select, quick select set, and your code selection. Now the selection in the same order is done. Yeah, that's really good, right? So go to surface again and hit left. Oh, the selection is not properly done now, which means the selection is not done properly. So maybe I should, yeah, maybe I should try loft now. Yeah, it works. Loft, select, variable, sorry, surface, reverse direction, select this and move it off. Great. Now select this one and go to my shelf and delete the history. Yeah, now you can just select. Now again you can select them all. Look at this from the outside, inside again shift inside, then shift here, and then shift here, then shift, yeah, then shift, and shift. Great. Now go to your surfaces. So here in the loft option box, I don't want knobs. Instead of knobs, I want a polygon. Then I go with the polygon, and this time I prefer the count to be 500, and this I want to get a smoother one. So make it loft. Yeah, I got this. Now since it is a polygon, this surface reverse direction will not work. Okay, so you have to go to your uh, mesh display. There you can see reverse. Yeah, this will work. So remember how you have to work.